Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of writing linear equations. This is standard A.2C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 38 of the 2022 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have this graph showing the conversion of degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit. It is represented by a linear relationship. And we need to find the equation that best represents this situation, this graph here. So we really only have one point really given to us, right? So that's actually our y-intercept. So we've got that one point right there of x of 0, y of 32, and when in doubt, we're always going to think of the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. And so the fact that f and g don't have a y-intercept, they don't have a plus b right here, it lets me know that those two are going to be incorrect because this is not proportional. So when you have a non-proportional graph, that means you are not going through the origin. And a non-proportional graph always has some type of y-intercept. F and G are proportional graphs. That means they're really more best represented through y equals kx, through direct proportion, and they go through the origin. So we've already eliminated two answers. I need to find the slope because I've already got the y-intercept. So in order to do that, I need a second point. So we've got that 0.32, and this line becomes very, very close to coming through some of these intersections. Like you see right here, that's almost a point, but it's a little bit above that 40 when it crosses right there. You see it's not really close until we get right up there. But now it's a little bit above that, below that 88. And even this right here, look at this. It looks like it's just a hair to the right of that 35, and it's not quite hitting on that intersection. And same with this. This point is getting a little bit to the left of that 45. There's really only one other point. You have to look really, really closely to make sure it's going directly through the intersection of the x and y coordinate that we have, and it's this one right here. X of 40, y of 104. And that's it. Those are the only 2 points that we really have, but that's thankfully enough. So our m, our slope, remember, is the change in y over the change in x. So let's make sure we label these. I'm going to label that x1, and that's going to be y1. This is going to be x2 and y2. It doesn't really matter which ones you make which. I know I have to subtract y2 minus y1, but if I make the 104 the y1, or if I make the 32 the y1, you're still going to get the same answer. So let's see. We've got y2 is 32. And we've got y1 is 104. And then we've got x2 is 0. And then that's 40. All right, so it's going to end up being 2 negatives, so that's why it doesn't matter, because it ends up just being the same. So I have got, let me see what that is. That's going to be negative 72 over negative 40. The two negatives cancel out. So really I'm just dealing with 72 over 40. I just need to simplify. All right, so let's see, 72 over 40. If I can't think of a number that goes into both, they're both even, right? So let's just have it. 36 over 20. All right, now I've got 18 over 10. I've got 9 over 5. And now you see, oh yeah, some of you might have just done it times 8. And that would have worked if you would have divided by 8. So there's your slope. 9 over 5. We already know our y-intercept is plus 32, which means our answer is J.